How you doing, Cat? Rainy days and Sundays. Rainy days and Sundays always get me down. Oh yeah. I couldn't even get a cell phone signal till about a mile back. Got big strikes of lightning this morning. Bang, oh, bam. I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to get a coffee. I wasn't going to get one. I'm doing laundry. The Daisy didn't get to go for a ride yesterday, and she gets scared in the lightning, so I get a coffee and take a little ride. But I like driving in the rain anyway. Boy, those poor people in Mississippi, huh? I had to go down there and help for a couple days. That's too bad. Just can't figure it out. The world's gone to hell. The weather's crazy. People are crazy. I didn't hear too much about the warnings down there. I've been down around that area quite a bit. You know, Mississippi is a very poverty-stricken state. I mean, there's people right in every state that have people that could least afford to have a catastrophe get struck, barely making it to begin with. I can't make a rhyme or reason out of why things happen. There's no sense to it. Blew the Bible right out of their hands. I got everything ready for my next brisket. This one's not going to the dog. You come out here, I'll give you a nice slice of brisket in a couple days. Put a big smile on your face. Hoping it rained a little harder, to tell you the truth. Blaming on the rain. Where you at, Cat? Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, it's an iffy signal today. It's always shaky through here anyway. I haven't been able to do them at night either. You hear me now, Cat? You hear me now? Hey, Debbie. Rainy down here today, lightning and thunder. Not too bad now. The worst of it's just south of here. Hey, Debbie, you think it's really going to be a wash on the ice this year? Mary was telling me that the UP's lost their ice other than around the Mackinac Bridge. You think that's about it for you at Tawas? Or you get another bite at the apple? Blame it on the rain. I got good Michelin tires. I'm not getting any more tires now other than Michelin. 800 wear rating. I did that for years, and then I just got away from this bullshit because I don't think there's any money to be made in an independent tire company when they're selling Michelin. They get you better when they're selling Coopers and those kind of things. It's not like the good ice, though, is it? Like a really good, big, giant pile. Blaming on the rain. I'm going to be coming up to Michigan here in a couple weeks. We'll get together and party. It's not very thick, I guarantee you. It was a crap winter for ice. It sucked. Even the UP didn't get much, which is crazy. You know, we maybe end up appreciating what we saw. We're not going to get ice like we thought at the end. Yeah, those sandbars, that's one thing I've learned about up there. I mean, that's the beauty of Cowles Point. If you look at it on a map, you can go all the way up and down the west side of Michigan, all the way up and down the east side, all the way on both sides of Lake Superior, and you're not going to find an area that changes as much as Cowles because of that point. Now, it depends on how you look at it, but I've seen no sandbars and deep water all over the place. There's so much sand and sandbars that you can hardly get it deep enough to swim. It's constantly changing, which is interesting. But that is a fantastic place if you're an ice watcher. It's the best I know of. Now, isn't there some ice cramming down through Lake Superior, down through the Detroit River? Yeah, it's really interesting. Didn't you get a bunch of ice coming down through the Detroit River? Oh, wow. Hey, nice hockey. Daisy's over here sleeping. She doesn't like the. She was pretty good today about the lightning and thunder. She's sleeping like a rock in the right seat. She got stretched out. She feels secure in the truck. Instead of a big open space. Now Daisy's sleeping in the truck. Yeah, my girl. My girl's sleeping in the truck. Yeah, this is nothing around here. I sneak out bad weather, to tell you the truth. You know, I couldn't get any cell phone signal, not even a little one, until a little while back. I heard one big, giant blast of lightning. I'll tell you one thing I've learned. I've read a lot of books about it. There's an expert at the University of Florida on lightning. The number one place, at least 20 years ago, of lightning strikes in the world, believe it or not, was down around Cape Canaveral. Why? Who knows? But anyway, I've read a lot about lightning strikes, blah, blah, blah. And I can tell you this. I'm more suspicious of what I read now than before I ever read it, based on living in Georgia for a year. And that is, you know, there's 200 acres of woods where I live, and all sorts of woods all over. You know, it's paper companies own these big, large tracts of land. And I can tell you, there's no method to the madness on where the lightning strikes. It's weird. It's not the highest obstacle. I've seen it nail 5-foot trees in a dense, thickly packed area of trees. Really, nothing I read makes sense with regard to the lightning strikes that I've seen. They say don't get under a tree and tall things. Well, that may be true, but at least what I've observed, empirical observation. What that is anybody observes things. Animals are experts at it. That's why you see deer eating grass on the side of the expressway during hunting season. If you watch long enough, you will figure out things. And my observations living down here is that all the suggestions they give you with regard to lightning are inaccurate. It's just not true. Every time I see like a strike, I think, God, that's odd. You know? It's not tall or any of that stuff. Metal, shiny, smokestack, TV antenna, none of it. So weird. I'm gonna run here and in here and get a coffee. I'll be right back. Blame it on the rain. Oh yeah. Blame it on the rain. Oh yeah. Yeah, Country Corners. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Hey, Mary. Lower Michigan. Hold on, let me see if I can get Debbie's address so I can give it to you. I'll see if I can find Mary's too. Give you their exact address. None of this Lower Michigan stuff. Tell them right where the hell you're at. Blame it on the rain. Happy Sunday. How come you're not in church, Debbie and Dave? That's right. Yeah, do it. Do it. Nike, just do it. Blame it on the rain. I went to Costco. Any of you guys belong to Costco? I gotta say this, man. They're like soups and seafood and meat's good. I don't really like that kind of setup. You know, when I buy hot dogs, I don't want to buy 1,000 of them. But overall, and I got gas there. Gas was like a dime cheaper. Big fucking deal. But it's an interesting concept. All these years, and I just finally joined. I went and looked up. It's crazy the people that give them bad ratings because they couldn't use somebody else's card. A bunch of idiots. But their seafood and meat is good. Busy as hell. Oh, sun shining off, fresh snow. Yeah, it's 62 here. Blame it on the rain. You know, yesterday when I was going to that reptile show, I just happened to glance off to the right, saw a car way down off the side of the road, right up along the tree line. And I called 911, and they were actually looking for that car before. I could see why they couldn't find it. So they didn't hit anything, but they were, you know, probably doing 70 when they left the highway. Probably, if I was guessing, heart attack, something like that. The reptile show's going today too. You know, I'll tell you, I've never been to a reptile show. I thought it was interesting. And I talked to a couple good guys about genetics, which interests me, and blah blah blah. But leave it to human beings to take a living creature like a ball python and breed them for colors and patterns. Stick them in plastic see-through containers and drive around trying to sell them because of their paint job. It's just nuts. I think you gotta have a screw loose to treat animals like that, even a snake. And who knows what's going on in the snake's mind? They act like as long as we feed them and change their sawdust, that everything's fine. But I'm not sure of that. I just think it's really weird. Take an animal and like do that. I mean, that's how we punish human beings. We put them in containers and they lose their freedom. But yet they think nothing at all of doing it to an innocent reptile. I think they need their heads examined. That stuff's not supposed to be in a plastic container. Yeah, I don't know what's going through their minds. They say that I read up on that a little bit later, and they said that that they recognize the scent of their owners, people that handle them. But the more I read, the less credibility that has. I mean, they got a brain the size of a pea. It's eat, sleep, protect yourself. That's about it. You're not rocking a rattlesnake to sleep anywhere. Hey, Interneil. But that's unrelated to the fact that those things are wild animals that should be left in the wild. It's captive breeding just for colors and patterns. I mean, what we know now, I think it should be illegal. Hey, Interneil. I didn't know this then, but evidently ball pythons, that's the bottom of the barrel as far as snake breeding. Like there's just a gazillion of them, they breed real easy and blah, blah, blah. But just putting a snake that's supposed to be crawling all over, doing whatever, in a little plastic container, it's just something not quite right about that. I mean, putting birds in cages, anything. It's crazy. I wouldn't go as far as to say cruel, but inappropriate. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, do you think that too about reptiles? It's the selfishness of human being. Yeah, they had a lot of geckos there. I mean, I think they're cool looking. I mean, I get why people do it, but I don't think that it's right. Emergency lighting, vinyl graphics. I've been thinking about hitting the road lately. I'm going to do another Native American tour. No, I don't think so either, Debbie and Dave. No. I just couldn't enjoy something like that. I think they're cool, and I'm really into like genetics. I read about it a lot, different traits. And I would be all for it for something that maybe was on the endangered species list or got wiped out through some mega condominium complex, needed a helping hand getting reestablished. But I just don't think I could do it. You know, I looked into maggots and leeches for debriding of burn patients. And then I found out that you have to destroy the maggots and the leeches after they've done their job. And I thought, nah, I'm not doing that either. Anything, they ought to get like their favorite food till the day they die, and not much less kill them. This rain's subsiding quicker than they said. I think it's going further south than they thought. Blaming on the rain, oh yeah. Oh, racing pigeon? Yeah, I wouldn't want to like take them someplace and let them go. I'd be worried about them getting back. just went to get a coffee. Daisy hadn't gone for a ride yesterday. I didn't take her with me, and she wanted to go for a ride. It was lightning and thundering, and she feels more secure. So I just went and got a coffee. I'm doing laundry. All right, you party on, Debbie and Dave. Go get some pierogies. Have a great day. Yeah, pierogi party. No, it was real dry though. You weren't supposed to burn last week. Yeah, no, the green down here is nice. Now you have more prettier hardwoods. This is all mainly paper companies, mostly. Managed forests for pulp. You get about 5 times the use of pulp, and then you can't use it anymore. Did you see that iguana? That giant iguana? I mean, here this poor thing sitting on a table when he should be out running around eating or breeding or whatever. Yeah, 23 years old. I know you can get salmonella off those. Same with turtles and tortoises. And I'd imagine snakes. I don't know that for sure. Yeah, I know you're right. A pest in Florida. It's true. So is the python. Boa constrictor. That's why they get on you about indigenous species and stick them with that and not bring in non-indigenous animals in. They wipe out the native habitat. But you know what? I think that was all in the cards to begin with. You know, when you've got boats and ships going from all over the world, I mean, what the hell do you think's going to happen? It's a consequence of development and commerce. And these cities and states and countries don't have their hands clean either. Those salmon shouldn't be in the Great Lakes. Ringneck pheasants shouldn't be being hunted in Iowa. Turkeys are non-indigenous. So you can't pick and choose based on a dollar amount, a monetary value of what you think's okay to be here, and then bitch about things like zebra mussels. Don't ever think it's about anything other than the money. That's basically how conservation came about. It wasn't because they were all that upset about something getting wiped out. They were worried about an economy getting taken away. Those people would kill them all, like they did the passenger pigeon. shit yourself. These states would sell their grandmother's pussy if they could get $1 for it. No, but the point is how low they go, and that it's really all about the money. If they admitted that, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with it. But they sell it as conservation, and that's the aggravating part. It'd be like sleeping with your buddy's wife because he didn't give her the attention that she needed. It's just flawed logic. Michigan's one of the worst. In my opinion, they've damaged the Great Lakes with these salmon. Yeah, it's a good road, Sharon. Hauling ass. Busy as hell all the time. Now, Georgia would tell you, yeah, we believe in the ecology of the land. We want travelers through Florida to look at Mother Nature and trees and just enjoy them. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit. The reason these trees are here is because paper companies planted them. And they're going to be clear cut someday and replanted again. It's got nothing to do with people looking out their window driving down the highway. It's absolute nonsense. Oh, wow, Tribbles. Hey, and by the way, for people calling me, I'm not getting my voicemails. I don't even know you're calling. I don't have a call that wasn't answered, nor do I have... Yesterday, my voicemail popped up. I got all these voicemails I didn't even know I had. That's the second time that's happened since January. No missed call, nothing. Take him. Oh, what's wrong with him? Neil, let's do a StreamYard and you play the harmonica. A split second, huh? That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Inner Neil's got over 200 women wanting to have sex with him that have got a hold of him on the internet, and he didn't take one of them up on it. What a shame. As Mark Kropka would say, that's a sad story. Blame it on the rain. Oh, yeah. cat scratch fever triples. You ever had that? You ever had cat scratch fever? You know, a cat puncturing the skin with his teeth is a 3-day hospital stay most places. Most places. 3-day hospital stay. Cat scratch fever. You ever heard of that, Sharon? Cat scratch fever? Good. You come visit. I'm going to play it real loud while we drink wine. Should have put a bullet between his eyes. Oh, good, Sharon.